The president tonight apparently uncorking another astonishing statement, complaining to lawmakers in the Oval Office about protections for immigrants. Why do we want these people from, quote, all these shithole countries here? According to a Democratic aide familiar with the conversation, Mr. Trump was referring to African nations and Haiti, before suggesting the U.S. should have more people from places like Norway, whose prime minister he met yesterday. A White House spokesman tonight not denying the president's words.
America can start counting their numbers down and not up to 350 million population or whatever they call themselves. They should start counting down, because in no time, with their documentations and papers and the green card or whatever, people would actually be using that as a shit paper to clean the shithole. Yeah? They call us shithole, but they are going to use the green card and the documentation, all those papers to clean the shithole.
This is them actually asking Trump, now that he's been elected for his second term, to explain what he said in his first term about why are we allowing people from these shithole African and Haitian countries to come over here. What he meant by that statement.
I almost cried when I understood why Trump didn't invite any African leader at his inauguration. Understand everything now at a press conference held in Washington at the White House. Trump made profound statements against African leaders. Donald Trump explains his statements against African leaders. If after 50 years of independence, you have not built the necessary infrastructure for your people, are you human? Do not question. If you sit on gold, diamond, oil, and uranium, iron, copper, silver, magnesium, crude oil, gas, if your people die of hunger, without health, and with nothing to live on, with terrible education, do you feel human? Trump said, if you stay in power, you buy weapons abroad to kill your own citizens. Are you human? If you despise and shoot your own citizens like nothing, who will respect them? If you become a thief in your own country, stealing all resources destined for your country, whilst most of your brothers are miserable, starving and living very poorly, is that being human?
We know when they asked the French president about Ibrahim Traore, this isn't the first time that this language has been used.
But I say this for all the African governments who have not had the courage, in the eyes of their public opinion, to bear it. I think some have forgotten to say thank you, but that's okay. It'll come in time. I'm in a good position to know that ingratitude is a disease that cannot be transmitted to humans.
Emmanuel Macron insulted all Africans in his remarks. There was one part that caught my attention, where he spoke of ingratitude, and that ingratitude is a disease that cannot be transmitted to humans. He is a human. Our ingratitude is not transmissible to him. This is how this gentleman sees Africa, sees Africans. We are not human in his eyes.
That Ibrahim Traore and the Africans are ungrateful, and we should be happy that this disease is not contagious to humans.
The Africans as humans. They're not humans. So they don't feel like we have to trade with them. We just go there and take it like we're taking from a dog. But we are humans. And if you want anything from this continent, you're going to have to trade with us, human to human, or get the hell out. Simple as that.
If after 50 years of independence, you have not built the necessary infrastructure for your people, are you human? Donald question. If you sit on gold, diamonds, oil, uranium, iron, copper, silver, magnesium, crude oil, gas, and your people die of hunger, without health and with nothing to live on and with terrible education, do you feel human?
irrévocablement tourné le dos à la CEDEAO. Il nous appartient aujourd'hui de faire la confédération Alliance des États du Sahel. Une alternative à tout regroupement régional factice en construisant une communauté souveraine des peuples.
Pray for the Sahel, hell. Pray for the Sahel states. We pray for the Sahel states. Pray for the Sahel states. One thing we gotta do. Pray for the Sahel, hell. How will Africa be free? Do it the trailway. How will Africa be free? Do it the trailway. How will Africa be free? Do it the trailway. The way to freedom is the Ibrahim Traore. How will Africa be free? Do it the trailway. How will Africa be free? Do it the trailway. How will Africa be free? Do it the trailway. The way to freedom is the Ibrahim Traore.
They will tell us, Thomas Sankara tried to do it like this, but where is he? He is dead. The Haitian president, he tried to do it like this. Where is he? He is dead. Gaddafi tried like this. Where is he? He is dead. These are the veiled statements made to us to instill fear. And then we also often see some young people trying to follow in the footsteps in a different way. You can hear them say, such a person ruled like this, he has the sepulchre. Such a person ruled like this, he is in prison. All this to try to scare us, to make us cowards. I think they haven't understood something. When we say the homeland or death, we shall overcome, it's not just a phrase, it has its full meaning. We are not afraid and we will never be afraid. We will continue our struggle. They have undoubtedly and surely scared numerous African heads of state. You often see, when we speak or when we have the opportunity to be in certain situations abroad, we often make statements to call on African heads of state to wake up, take care of our youth, to be able to initiate our real development.
Inviter les gens donc à la vigilance, parce qu'aujourd'hui, plus que jamais, les apatrides, les ennemis de la nation sont très actifs, et vous pourrez le constater. Du côté de la lagune, ils sont réunis depuis plusieurs jours. Leur objectif, c'est de faire vivre au Burkina Faso les événements de 87. Et je tiens à le dire, nous serons impitoyables. Ils peuvent continuer à rêver, mais le Burkina va poursuivre. Et c'est pourquoi, depuis Zignaré la dernière fois, j'invitais tout un chacun à être très vigilant, à ne pas céder à la manipulation. Comme vous pouvez le constater, leur action se résume à la désinformation, la manipulation, la subversion. Nous ne sommes pas dans une démocratie, nous sommes bien en révolution, progressiste, populaire. Il faut que tout le monde comprenne ça. Quand on nous cite un seul pays qui s'est développé dans la démocratie, ce n'est pas possible. La démocratie n'est que l'aboutissement. On passe forcément par une révolution et nous sommes bel et bien en révolution. Et qui j'appelle traître, c'est ceux-là qui sont parmi nous, qui continuent de travailler, d'être des agents pour des ambassades de pays impérialistes implantés au Burkina Faso. Certains ont été arrêtés. Restons vigilants, parce que notre révolution ne plaît pas à beaucoup de personnes. Ces valets locaux et ces sous-préfets qui sont là à exécuter les ordres de leurs maîtres, croyant pouvoir mettre fin à notre révolution, qu'ils comprennent que nous avons pris toutes les mesures Et je le dis une fois de plus, on sera impitoyable et sans état d'âme face à ceux-là qui pensent pouvoir se mettre à travers du développement de notre patrie. Nous allons poursuivre notre révolution, nous allons développer nos infrastructures, que ce soit du côté de la santé, du côté de l'éducation, que ce soit les infrastructures routières. Nous allons développer notre industrie, transformer ce que nous voulons et consommer ce que nous avons transformé. Soyez ceux-là aussi qui véhiculent notre idéologie au sein donc de la masse populaire.
Pray for the Sahel states. Hey, we pray for the Sahel states. Pray for the Sahel states. One thing we gotta do, pray for the Sahel.
Welcome to AfriPlus News, your #1 source for critical, in-depth coverage of African affairs. If you're passionate about sovereignty, Pan-Africanism, and reclaiming Africa's destiny, this is your home.
To Africa. Long live Africa! Long live Africa! Power to Africa! And to the imperialists and the West, finally, we appreciate America so much. We appreciate Donald Trump for so much, for telling us the truth, that indeed we are worthless, that indeed we can't do it, that indeed, I quote him, and respectfully apologize to Africans that really understand who they are, for me quoting this statement made by the delusional president of America, Donald Trump. Now we are shitholes. Indeed, we want to clear our shithole. You know what? Back off. Let us clean our mess. Maybe it is somebody who did the mess, but we are ready to clear the mess. Allow us to clear the mess. Stay out. But we are telling them today they should go read the history. I know it is really ringing in their minds. There are a lot of videos saying it, that Africans are where we are now because they are not ready to allow us get to where we need to get to. And they use the army. And I say, the greatest weapon of the West today is not the missiles and the bombs and the other things they use. The greatest weapon is misinformation.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that in order to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. You know, I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, you know, as they know that both, you know, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
There's a reason, and I know this coming from America. There is a reason why people start dehumanizing a person. And the reason a person starts dehumanizing a person is so they can justify something they're about to do. If they didn't first dehumanize the Africans, then the whole entire world would have stood against the slave trade. But because first the Pope in 1492 launched a whole campaign to first dehumanize Africans by saying they're serving the wrong gods, they're pagans, they're devils, and they need to be converted to our gods. That is why when slavery happened and they took literally 80% of the population of Ghana in the slave trade, only to kill 60% of them, the whole world turned their back because, well, these people are pagans and they're dying because they didn't worship God. So we have to be very careful when these warmongers start using certain language towards our people.
First, he talks about Burkina Faso's gold that we supposedly use for our protection and everything. First of all, it's Burkina Faso's gold. It's not his gold. That's the first thing. What business is it of his? It's none of his business. It's Burkina Faso's gold. It doesn't concern him. Secondly, he lied because Burkina Faso never had gold reserves until we arrived. We are the ones who started reserving gold in the treasury of Burkina Faso. Otherwise, there wasn't a single gram of gold reserve in Burkina Faso. That means he's a liar again. And the aspect that hurt me the most, not because he's a general or because he's American or whatever, it's because he's black. And it hurts a lot to see that they use a black man to fight a black man. The black race must not be used to fight black people. And every time it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And that's what we deplore. And it hurt us a lot to see that it was a black man who made these remarks. In a fiery rebuttal to US General Langley's remarks before the Senate, Traore, during an interview on RT while in Russia, once again makes it clear: Burkina Faso's gold, its partnerships, its army, its future, belongs to no one but the Burkinabe people. He refuses to let foreign generals, especially black ones used as pawns by Western systems, define Africa's path. His words during this interview were not just defiance. They are a blueprint for African liberation, rooted in truth, powered by unity, and driven by a vision of total sovereignty. Aside several other topics discussed, this is more than a response. It's a rallying cry for every African who believes the continent must rise, reclaim its dignity, and take back control from those who've profited off its suffering for too long. Traore isn't asking for permission. He's building a new Africa, and he's daring the rest of us to stand with him. This is uplifting Africa.
I am one of the slaves that was taken to America. We have witnessed the murder of Malcolm X. We have witnessed the murder of Martin Luther King. We have witnessed the exile of Marcus Garvey. We have witnessed the murder of Fred Hampton. We have witnessed the murder of Huey P. Newton. And now the conditions in America is an almost post-apocalyptic condition of when everybody who has ever stood up has been murdered. And now the same government has now put the same order on Ibrahim Traore. When General Langley got on TV and said Ibrahim Traore is a danger to the people of Burkina Faso and we need to go over there and save the people of Burkina Faso from Ibrahim Traore. That is a kill order. That is the same message that they put out on Muammar Gaddafi before they toppled Libya. And now the women in Libya, just like Sudan, are being raped. And the children are being sold in slave markets. And now Donald Trump got on the meeting just the other day and said even if we wanted to go into Libya, we can't because the situation has collapsed so bad, there is no more Libya. That is what the Western media has said. And that is what they want to do to Burkina Faso. It's because we are going to protect our leaders. They killed Patrice Lumumba. They killed Muammar Gaddafi. They killed Kwame Nkrumah. They killed Thomas Sankara. Enough is enough. Bob Marley said, how long shall they kill our prophets? And we stand aside and watch. No more. No more. We stand for each other. We are coming together and we are protecting ourselves. We recognize the power of having control of our own resources. And even as Ghana is taking control of their gold mines with gold bars, you see that the cedi is gaining strength, even over the US dollar. That's what all African countries are doing. We're taking our resources back and we're using it to build a stronger African currency so that we are no longer dependent on the West and their allies. Do not look and say this is Burkina Faso. It has nothing to do with Ghana, because if they collapse Burkina Faso, it will spill over into Ghana. Make no mistake about it. So this is a test from God for everybody. And that's truth. Because when Kwame and Nkrumah came, we're humans. We make mistakes, but we allowed the West to turn us against a saxophone. And we danced on top of his broken statues. And we celebrated when he was overthrown. He was all over the continent building what we know as the Casablanca Group, which was a Pan-African group, the first group to say United Africa now. And they put the Moravian group to say, in the least time possible. Well, 60 years have passed, and now Ibrahim Traore says time to continue what Thomas Sankara started, and they say, oh, not yet, not yet, not yet. We see that the Casablanca group was right, and the Moravian group was wrong. Yeah. It is time for us to right our errors and our wrongs. Yes. There is plenty of reason for us to take this personal, because Kwame Nkrumah is watching us right now. Yes. And he's saying, if you want to be free as Ghanaians, show me that you have changed. Yes. Right now. Show me that your mentality is different. It is our time. There is a new Casablanca group, and it is called the Sahel. And Chad is rising to join. Senegal is rising to join. And as this man, Ibrahim Traore, survives, more will join. We have a president that says, I see Congo. And when I get things stabilized here, we go into Congo. How many African presidents have said that? We have a president that says, I see Sudan. And when I get things straight in Burkina Faso, we go into Sudan. How many African presidents are talking like that? So if we keep this man alive and protect this man with our lives, this man is setting the blueprint for the United Africa that Kwame Nkrumah always wanted. Yes. We must be willing to die for him, but we must also be willing to live for him. Yeah. Make this message and make this name known all around. I should not speak to any Ghanaian that does not know who Ibrahim Traore is. We should all know, because he is us and we are him. And my job as Hakeem Royce of Glue Nation, God, love, unity, and enlightenment is to bring black diasporian investors and builders here from the West. But are we ready? That's the question. Are we ready? Do we have control of our resources? Do we have sovereignty over our land? Or will the people continue to come and say, Africa's not ready yet? Maybe everything that the West and all of the narratives that the West has put out about Africa is true. We have to write our own story. Yes. We have to tell our own narratives so that diasporians will want to come back here. Plumbers, builders, infrastructure, people that would invest in the different sectors. They want to come. But they see the wars and they say, are we ready? They see what's going on in Ivory Coast with the Ivory Coast president training jihadists to go into Burkina Faso and overthrow Ibrahim Traore. Babylon. In the West, Babylon uses these things to keep people from coming back and helping to build the continent. Let us show the world that we are ready for repatriation and that we are ready for the diasporians to come home. Tell these Babylonians to get out so we can make room for our people to come back. I am a slave that was taken 400 years ago, and I have returned, and more of us is coming. Let us show them that they are coming back to something. Something better than imperialism. Something better than subjugation. Something better than slavery, which is all we have in America. Yes! Show them that we're building something here in Africa that they can't get anywhere else in the diaspora. In the words of Marcus Garvey, Africa for Africans! Africa for Africans! Africa for Africans! Africa for Africans! Ashe!
We are having our children born in the diaspora
who unfortunately sometimes are equally deluded about the motherland, who are equally used as instruments. You know, this is the time that we need to be able to bring everybody, not just because we've got the same skin tone, but we need to make sure that everybody who wants to call themselves children of the land is able to rise up. How are we encouraging these children of ours to say that this is where they can call home?
We are, this thing has been ringing and reminiscing in my brain all the time when I go and sit at the oceans and be thinking about the way forward. You see, they can continue brainwashing them, but like I said, if we build the history on the land, they will see. Gone are the days where you go to the schools in America and when they are being taught of Africans sleeping on trees and sleeping on, you know, something, they don't have good schools, they don't have good water, they eat from whatever, and all those, you know, delusional and fake stories they've been teaching these young people. Today, those that want to know are becoming aware of it. Today, people are coming in, not because they come to just see Africa. Go to certain places, diasporan village, go travel around. The Americans who call themselves African Americans are now accepting themselves to be either Ghanaians, either Burkinabe, either Nigerians. They are coming in, they are changing their nationality. And that speaks a lot.
We are supporting him because of the good work that he's doing. We are supporting and encouraging other African leaders that they need to work out with this young man so that Africa can be free. Listen to me. We know what happened to Thomas Sankara in 1987. We know what happened to Patrice Lumumba. We know what happened to Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the last person, Gaddafi in Libya. We know what happened to him. And we are saying that at that time, if the leaders are sleeping at that time and the youth are sleeping, this time leaders can be sleeping, but the youth, we are not sleeping. And we are ever ready to protect every good leader of our continent. We are ever ready to protect any leader who have the vision of making the United States of Africa. We need one currency, we need one army, we need one passport, we need one policy. This is the fight of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah before they do the coup and overthrow Kwame Nkrumah. We need unity for the continent of Africa, and that is the only solution Africa can be free. Thank you.
Africa must unite! It's a very simple message to the world that this is not the time of Gaddafi. This is not the time of Thomas Sankara. This is not the time of Patrice Lumumba. This is not the time of my own leader, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This is a different generation together. If that time the youth were sleeping because there was no media to inform them about whatever our good leaders are doing, today we have the media. We are not listening to BBC. We are not listening to the CIA. We are not listening to the CNN for them to come and give us fake news about good leaders in Africa. This time around, we are not sleeping. And we are telling them enough is enough. We are sending a warning to African leaders. Just remember 1963 in Ethiopia, the capital city of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah told them, if we live here as a leaders, and we don't have the United States of Africa, our children are going to continue to suffer. Our generation are going to continue to suffer. Because they were not able to listen to Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, we are suffering and seeing it today. But we are telling them that with the help of Captain Ibrahim Traore, with the stand of the youth of Africa, that when you touch Captain Ibrahim Traore, you touch the youth of Africa. When you touch Captain Ibrahim Traore, you touch the soil of Africa. We are not sleeping this time. Enough is enough. For the land of Africa, enough is enough. We must unite.
But if and when there is a will, there is a way. As far as he has started it, if the Americans 400 years ago was able to think about making their country a better place for them today, that if we want to come there, they will need us to go through, you know, embassies and be begging and be going to churches to make sure we get to their land. We are telling them that we are ready to do it today and we don't need them. If they were able to do it, we can do it. If they were able to do it with us, we are ready to do it for us. Nobody here can tell us that in the days of slavery, when they were sending our people through the Mediterranean Sea, they were going there to go and be taking pictures and selfies. No, they were going there to dig holes and lay lines for railways to be built. And today, the same youth are in Africa. We don't want them to use the Mediterranean Sea again to go and enslave themselves. We want them to build our own country. Of all the resources Burkina Faso have, they've not been able to build even more than 5,000 kilometers of road. Today, as we are speaking, when our politicians go around building first coach, second coach roads, he is building asphalted overland roads. How many years? And today, the person that is building roads, the person that is giving hope to the people, we have some people coming from nowhere to tell them that, you know what, we are ready to give you life. In fact, if they want to give life, they should go to Congo, they should go to South Sudan, they should go there, and the mess they caused there, they should go and put it together and take it back to their country. Enough is enough. We are ready to rise up and say enough is enough. It is now. They can never keep us in the fear or the shackles of imperialism. No way. We are ready to detach ourselves and say enough is enough. And this is the time that African youth need to read through the lines and see and realize the truth. The same way they did to Nkrumah, they use the same people. And this is a warning that goes to all African leaders, that they sit back and allow themselves to be used by the imperialists. Anytime there has been any elimination of any African good leader, they use black people. Great. Use our own people against us.
Just as they are doing right now.
This is the revolution. The revolution is here. Africa has awakened, and our Africa will never ever be put to sleep again. So everything the West been telling you about not coming to Africa, they sold us, they're enslaved, they're owned by China, forget all of that. It's all lies. The West don't want you to know the truth. And the truth is that Africa is waking up, and it will be the safest place for diasporians to come home.
All the African leaders emulate what Burkina Faso president will do.
First, they will see if he survives. First, they will see if he's successful. And if we protect him and allow him to be successful, and they start seeing the fruits of what he is doing, then they will follow. Right now, a lot of them are quiet because they're watching. They're watching. Okay, free education, let's see what happens. Taking back control of the minds, let's see what happens. But he will be successful. And when they see his success, then they will follow. We have to protect them until then.
Don't you think right now, after talking, the West are planning, having a different plan?
Definitely. Definitely. Well, we know General Langley was just in Ivory Coast, and we know that the jihadists that are going into Burkina Faso to crumble the Burkina Faso government are in Ivory Coast, right? So right now, this whole coup and everything that's happening with them overthrowing the president in Ivory Coast, that is what you see right here. That is the African people said, we're not going to let you touch them. We're not going to let you do to Burkina Faso what you did to Libya. So what's happening? The African man is realizing who he is.
So we just heard that there's a coup in Ivory Coast.
Yes.
And you support coups.
Do I support coups? Listen, that's what sovereignty is. That's what sovereignty is. The West has been coming to Africa for years talking about democracy, democracy. Thomas Sankara, when they asked him, what is democracy? He said a government for the people, by the people, of the people. So if it's a government for the people, by the people, and of the people, and you're a president that's not for the people, of the people, and by the people, then your ass gotta go. Simple as that.
We are sending a strong warning to the Ivory Coast leader, the president of Ivory Coast. If you are a brother and you sit down with our enemy, you become our enemy. Simple. Our brother again. Warning to them. Warning to them. And we are sending a strong warning to the president of Ghana to send a strong warning as far as diplomacy is concerned to the president and the consulate of Ghana for Ivory Coast, that enough is enough. We are never going to sit down and allow this to happen again. If we believe in African unification, if we celebrate 6th March, which is our independence, that Nkrumah actually linked it to the total liberation of Africa, we are saying today that as he is a president, he should respect that quote of Nkrumah and also believe in the vision of Nkrumah by sending a message to the Ivorian president that, my brother, you are stepping on the toes of the lion. Don't do this as a brother, because if you do, we are never going to sit back and watch you.
Thank you. To the President of the Republic of Ghana, if they can assassinate Captain Ibrahim Traore without the youth of being protecting Captain, it means they can assassinate him. Yes. And I repeat several times that if we in Ghana here are protecting somebody from another land, what about you, the President of the Republic of Ghana? We are 100% ever ready to protect you. Whatever good work you want to do for your continent, your country, go ahead and do it. As a youth of the continent, during the time of Kwame Nkrumah, that the youth were sleeping and they do whatever they do to Kwame Nkrumah. This time around, if John Dramani Mahama want to come out from his heart and do it for the Republic of Ghana, no West and America can do anything to him, because the youth of Africa, we are protecting somebody from Burkina Faso, we can protect him. This is not the type of Nkrumah, this is not the type of Patrice Lumumba, this is not the type of Thomas Sankara. Let me tell you something, this Western America, they are very extra vigilant. At the time when Gaddafi was giving free education to people in Libya, that is where they told us Gaddafi is a dictator. Yes. Oh, yes. At the time Gaddafi was giving people apartment to sleep without paying, that is where they told us Gaddafi is a dictator. Let me tell you, it takes African Caribbeans to make a only telephone call for $500 million US for just a single year. It takes Gaddafi to put up $300 million when other African countries are putting up $100 million. They still told us Gaddafi is a dictator. When Gaddafi was telling Africans to have African Development Bank, that we don't have anything to do with the IMF, we don't have anything to do with the World Bank, that is where they were telling us that Gaddafi is a dictator. That time we were not having the media to see what Gaddafi was doing. By today, on top of Captain Ibrahim Traore, we were having the media. We can see what he's doing, and we are ever ready to protect every good leader of the soil who stand up for the people. The time is now to save our good leaders. Time is now to protect even my president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Let me tell you, I said Mahama do well. We are not voting in Ghana again. Nobody vote again. If you don't know, the whole of West Africa, we are ready for fight. The only president that is standing for Captain Ibrahim Traore is the president of the Republic of Ghana. We are pleading on him as we are calling on another massive protest on the 25th of May, which is the African Union Day. He should give us a massive support so that we can do that in image to protect him himself. Together we can do it. Africa, this is our season to take our continent. The time is now.
A lot of people are asking this question. I've gotten more than 4 or 5 of this question. But don't we think that whatever we are doing is going to incite
why is the media also quiet? The media
or whatever.
The media is quiet.
What I'm saying is that
news.
If you're a leader in Africa now, nobody is actually going to go after leaders who are actually serving the interests of their people. Yes. What Ibrahim Traore has exhibited has shown that leaders can be for their people. Yes. Today when you go to Burkina, they still have bad roads. There are places that they don't have light, but they are happy because they know it's in progress. Yes. We need the leaders of our continent to start giving their people the kind of leadership that actually gave them the resilience to vote for them to come and lead them. It is not for them to come and make themselves happy, be there for their president just like our previous government did by putting his government, his people, his family on top of everything we're doing in this country. So we are sending this, it's an advice to any leader and an advice to the president of this country right now, Ibrahim John Dramani Mahama, that he serve the people and serve them right. Eyes are watching, ears are listening. It's an advice to everyone. When you sit somewhere and you're hungry and you see your neighbor has started eating out of the same field of which we can have all fed from, we start rising up. When the people of this country started going through hunger, they will rise up with the pain. And the people that will rise up, the people are ready to defend them. Don't allow this to happen, Mr. President. Let us lead the people and lead them for their interest and not for the interest of our political parties and for our own future and that of our children. So those people asking these questions, that don't you think this can also incite a lot of people to rise up? This is not going to incite anything when the leadership start thinking for the people. Exactly. We need leadership. And when you start leading like a leader and they want to come after you, it is not only going to be Ghana and RAF that will stand for President John Dramani Mahama. The youth will rise up and defend you. The youth of Africa will rise up and defend you. The youth of the Caribbean and the entire world, as far as you're a black man, will defend you. Just as we are defending Ibrahim Traore now. Ibrahim Traore is not in our country.
Yes.
But we stand with him strongly because he's actually paving the way for we to see that Africa can be led by Africans and it will be good.
Yes.
We have more of Ibrahim Traore within us, but the fear of the imperialists, the shackles of imperialism is what has kept us in the fear that we keep cowering in. And we are saying enough is enough. Just as much as some of our ancestors, even when they were sailing them out of the oceans, out of the shores of our continent, they still resisted and spoke up. We are out of the shackles now and will continue to speak to liberate the minds of our fellow youth. It is us now. Africa can be led right. We can do it. We can enjoy the better lives that we go out there to be enslaved with. We can build it. I don't mind being enslaved in my own continent to build my continent for the next generation that will come after me. But when I leave here and go and be a slave in someone's country, it hurts. The worst of it is when you go and struggle with your mind, with your hands and everything within you. You can't even send the sweat that you work for to your own country. It is them that decide how much you send into your country.
It is crazy.
But when they come here, they do as they please. When they are going, they carry as they want. These people want us to come to their embassies and be begging them for we to come and be slaves in their own countries. In fact, if they want to help us, we are begging them that the help we need them to do now is to stay away from our affairs, because we are ready to rise up and fight through the struggles and make it on our own. African unity now, and we'll do it. That Berlin conference that divided us as a continent, we are going to also sit down and recollect to the past what Nkrumah told us in Ethiopia, that if you don't come together, we will suffer together one day. I think that one was a prophecy. And today, we are not only experiencing the history, we are living with the history. And we are not going to allow this. We shouldn't only be on social media, we shouldn't only be in our rooms and be trumpeting that we stand with Traore. We are doing this together. And as I tell you people here, we are not only going to do this here, if the call comes for we to join the struggle in Burkina, we are ready to raise the flag high. Arise, Africa.
Traore reawakened the spirit of Pan-Africanism, and I think it's a start. From here, it's a domino effect. We will fight for every single African country. Yeah.
They don't respect you. So have some self-respect and stop respecting them. No white person is superior to you. No European is superior to you. We are equal. Yes, black people. We are equal. All humans are equal. No human being is superior to you. And don't allow any white person to make you feel they are superior. If you know true history, you will see that we taught them everything. Without black people, there will be no maths. Without black people, there will be no music. Without black people, there will be no surgery. Everything they know, they learn from us. And they took slaves like Sarah Batsman. They tore her apart, took her body, and they analyzed it. They used her to experiment on. They used African cells to develop things like cancer treatments. They use us all the time. So without us, what is Europe? Ask yourself. If they use, even our bodies are used to experiment.
Okay, young people, don't give up on Africa. Africa is for, listen, if you don't make Africa nice, yeah, what will happen is you keep crossing the desert just to go and hustle in Italy, to go and hustle in France, to go and work dirty jobs, to go and be slaves to them, where you can be kings of your own made in your own motherland. So let's work our motherland. Let's make Africa work for us so we can stay here and enjoy life. Why are you going to suffer in the snow? Why are you going to suffer in the cold? Why would you do that? African youth, we have to build Africa for us. In the next 10, 20 years, you'll be your 20s, 30s. Why the hell would you want to go and suffer in Italy? Why would you want to go and suffer anywhere in the Western world? If you make Africa nice, you enjoy Africa. We have sun, we have sea, we have everything we need here. We have all natural resources. It's all about using natural resources to our advantage. And we can only do that when we have colonizers out and we have brave leaders. Young people, you have to be brave. you are the next set of leaders. Have no fear. Read about Thomas Sankara. Read about Traore. Read about Kwame Nkrumah. Let those people guide you. Okay, if you know about Kwame Nkrumah and all those leaders who fought for independence, you will not have any fear. Everybody will die. There's nobody in this world who will not die. So if you get killed for fighting for the cause, so what? You're going to die anyway. You better die for something than you die for nothing. So join that roof, Nat Turner. They all did their part. If they hadn't done their part, we would not be free today. So if we've got this freedom or partial freedom, let's fight all the way for our full freedom. Don't be scared of anybody. Be bold. Be fearless. Walk in your truth. Walk in your truth. Walk in your truth. And the truth is, Africa does not deserve to be colonized. So if you walk in your truth, how can you be scared? No African went to Europe and said, hey, come and make us a slave. No African said, come and save us. We were minding our own business. Okay? The likes of Mansa Musa were traveling. And as we were traveling, we went to like, ooh, where from all these riches? Ooh, where from all this wonderful thing? And it was our travels that made them want to come and see. So we were developed before colonization. The idea that we were not developed is a lie. We had everything in Africa. We had a functioning system of government. We had street lights. We had everything in Africa. Colonizers came, stole everything, flipped it upside down, and took our story as theirs. And so we are here today to rewrite the story. Africa will be revisited. You will know the truth. We taught Europeans everything. We taught them everything. And today they want us to bow to them. Black people, no more bowing to colonize. France and America are still very much in African affairs. So we're going to keep doing this until we get colonizers out of our continent.
Okay, so what's your message that you're sending out for
colonizers should leave.
Okay.
Simple, just leave our continent alone. We can handle our own affairs. We don't need them.
Revolution with hyper revolution. Get involved. Hands up, Traore.